Guys, welcome to my channel. I believe this is the fourth talking head video that we've done. It is Sunday evening, and I do apologize. I wanted the upload up by 8 o'clock at the very latest, and I had something I was going to upload, and I've been working on it and working on it and working on it to edit it, and I just couldn't get it done. And I just don't want to put it's a decent enough video. I don't want to put it up without fixing a couple of things. It was shot in public, so there are people around me that I couldn't that I couldn't control what type of sounds or things they were doing. So so I'm doing this off the fly tonight, just kind of hanging out with you guys for a few minutes and saying hello. I'll try to recap the week really quick. The week for me was very busy. We had the holiday, which I worked, my real job, if you will. And so I worked the holiday, and then the rest of the week was very busy at work. Wednesday, my brother and I did go up to the e-scooter store in Cambridge, just outside of Boston. And we looked at some things up there. Really nice people, knowledgeable people. It's funny, as we were leaving the shop, there was actually this guy who was leaving with a brand new one. He was rolling it out the door as we were walking in. And it was the only one profile-wise that does everything that I'm looking for. So my brother and I use these things, are going to use these things, to do mostly off-road driving. We live near a couple of state parks. One I think is 5 miles square. The other one is 12 miles square, something like that. When I say we, it's my childhood home in Connecticut where I grew up. And so it's pretty cool. It's out in the middle of nowhere, and we have all these different trails and dirt roads and fishing ponds to go to, and it's like paradise for it was paradise as a kid. I always had like a small dirt bike or a moped or something to ride around on. It was, as a kid, it was just paradise. And so we want to be able to do this with we currently have gas ones that we use, and one of the big benefits of going electric is the noise. The other one is weight. The other one is size. My gas one weighs 300 pounds. The electric one I think weighs 85 pounds. And you guys can look them up if you want to know what I'm talking about or whatever, just to kind of get an idea of what we're looking at. The ones, we've looked at a ton of them. Like I said, we went to the shop, saw the one the guy rolled out. Very close to what I wanted, but a lot of the features on it just weren't there. They didn't, the manufacturing wasn't very good, the welds weren't very good, and this, the one that we're looking at now, my brother actually, I think, just found it last night online, and they're called Blaze scooters. They're made in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, I believe. And so far, they seem to be the absolute best all the way around of what we've found. It's set up like a 90-degree, like a kid's scooter almost, but it has a seat on it. So you can sit on it, you can take the seat off, you can ride it standing up. It has the ability to have off-road tires, on-road tires. And they're really not that much money. They do about 45 miles an hour top speed, and then I think their battery life is something like 40 or 50 miles. Now, supposedly, they make them. It's manufactured right here in the USA, so they don't buy them from China and then put stickers on them and resell them. These are actual ones that they make here, and they have schematics of the breakdowns of these things, and they're so simple the way that they're put together. They're so strongly built, but they're so simple at the same time. and it's like any of the parts, if anything goes, everything's replaceable. Everything is just plug and play. You can just pull it out, put a new one in. So that's really cool, and they sell all the parts for them. They sell the motors, the batteries, and none of the prices are like out of the realm of possibility. So it's not like any one part on the bike, on the scooter. It's not like any one part is going to cost you almost as much as buying a new one. Pretty cool. So, like even a battery pack, if you want to double your range from 40 to 80 miles, you could buy another battery pack, and they're only $400. So, it's really, it's amazing. So, I don't know anything about them yet. We just kind of, on the surface, this looks like the best we've seen. It looks like it's engineered the best, the most simple, the least amount of electronics, and yet the most capable. You know, full front and rear suspension. In fact, it has dual rear suspension, single fronts. You'll see them. Look them up. Blaze.com, I think. Blaze Scooters. And check them out if you want to. The one I'm looking at is the most expensive one they have on the website. It's the top one. And we're going to be talking to them probably tomorrow. I think we're going to give them a conference call, my brother and I, and see if they offer anything a little bit bigger, a little bit more performance. But if they don't, and that's really the top of the pile, then I think we're going to get at least two. And if they work out well, my brother's looking to get at least two for himself, because he's got some kids. He's got 3 kids, and they're all of age to be able to enjoy something like this. So, anyways, that was the scooter stuff for the week. Hope I didn't bore anybody to death. I didn't go to the party store at all. I had some edibles that were left over from last week, and then I wasn't feeling good this week at all, so I just I didn't really even do anything with that. So I didn't go there this week. I tried to rest a lot is what I really tried to do, other than going to Boston and dealing with the scooter stuff. I tried to just work and rest. So I guess what I'm going to go into real quick today is something that I thought about when my uploads were kind of falling apart and I couldn't get things edited correctly. I just decided to shoot this, and so something came to me, and it's something really important, something I wish I had put together years ago, and that is like a go bag. You know, you probably heard people talk about go bags before, you know, and they talk about putting food and water and, you know, electronic communication devices and solar panels and everything else. I'm not talking about that type of go bag. You could do that by all means. I think being prepared for any type of a natural disaster or cyber attack or anything else that might come along, I think the more that we're prepared, the better. But what I'm talking about is putting together a bag, and again, this is not a lot of what I talk about is how to stretch your money further. This is more along the lines of preparing for things and just being ready for when stuff is going to go wrong. If you guys saw my video last week, you know, I talked about that, how life is completely different for me ever since I started just living my life assuming that things are not going to go right. If you just assume that things are going to go wrong and your car's going to break down and your AC unit's going to die and, you know, your TV's going to die and your phone's going to die or you're going to drop your phone. If you just plan on that stuff when it happens, it's like, I planned for that. So we talked about like AAA, that helps you be really ready for stuff, or any type of roadside assistance. Today I want to go into like a go bag. Okay, I have one that I use every day. Mine is my work bag, but it's also my go bag. And it's also, when I say go bag, so I have alluded to the fact that I have a lot of health problems, and I do. I had a really tough this week, health-wise, in fact. I was in bed a lot, unfortunately. And a couple of times a year at least, I get really sick. and I have anemia and stuff like that, and I have to go in the hospital, and they have to keep me there for a while, and sometimes, you know, as much as a month, and kind of get my fluids back up and just do blood transfusions and everything. It's not fun. But the one thing that I learned over the years is always be ready to go. And this is good for anybody. It's not just me who, you know, has to kind of plan on this stuff every once in a while. This is good for anybody to have. So this is what I use for mine. Your go bag could look very different. Okay, mine is just a computer bag. That's all it is, and it literally has my laptop, and it has medication in here. I do usually keep a little snack in here. It has all the different chargers that I need. So it's got a charger for my laptop, a charger for my cell phone, charger for my smartwatch, a couple other chargers in there for stuff that I use for other things. I keep spare charging cords in here. I have a charger block that's like a high powered block, so it'll charge the laptop, but it will also charge the smaller stuff. It has like a safety thing on it, so it doesn't overpower even, you know, you got low voltage stuff or low wattage stuff. I'm not an electrician, so I don't know how that stuff works. But so it's this simple, and this is the bag, and it's always ready to go. And I know you might look at it and go, well, that looks like the bag I take to work every day. Well, it is, basically. And this is my work bag. But it also has everything in it that I need, that if I was to get sick or get into an accident really bad, because that's another reason I ended up in the hospital for a long time a while ago, was a very bad car accident that almost took my life. And I ended up in the hospital that time for almost 2 years. It was about a year and a half, almost a year and 3/4 before I hit before I started going into the rehab facilities to learn how to walk again. So this has everything that I need if I need to go to the hospital. If I grab something, go to the hospital, I'm there for a month. I can work out of this bag. My laptop is all set up on a cell phone network, so it's 5G from anywhere. I don't have to rely on Wi-Fi or other people's networks. Look into that, by the way. That's getting super cheap. It's not like it used to be. So if you're sick of having to always try to find Wi-Fi to edit videos or do things on your laptop, by all means, look into doing it that way, because it just seems to work so much better, and honestly it's so cheap now to have your laptop just be a separate cell phone line. So super important, and it's nice. It's because it's my work bag, it's always at work, so if I have a problem at work and I need to go to the hospital, it's ready. It's in my car, so anytime I'm out in my car, if I'm driving from between here and Connecticut, it's about 60 miles roughly each way, and there's a lot of back roads and a lot of areas that, if you needed to, even if, this is something that even if I got stuck in my car for 3-4 hours, I still have everything I need in here to to be able to operate, to be able to charge my phone, charge my laptop, communicate with people. Highly recommend that. The other thing is always keep a change of clothes in your car, guys. Keep a pair of socks in your car. That's a huge one. If you fall into a pond or a lake or a stream or something, it's happened to me many times. And you know what? I don't care that it's, it'll just starting to get colder. So, now even it's kind of warm now, but it's starting to get cooler. And man, you get some cold water and you don't have a way to warm up real quick, and you don't have dry socks to put on, that can be a nightmare. So I would say always keep a pair of at least dry socks, keep a pair of one pair of clothes, just jeans and a t-shirt or something. And the other thing I always do too, I am always, and you'll see this in videos if you watch any of my stuff, that you can see all of me. I wear sandals all the time. I wear like slide sandals, and part of it is because I have problems walking, and it's the easiest for me to slip into and slip out of or whatever. But I can't wear slides when I'm riding, in the woods or riding even on the road or whatever. I wouldn't do that wearing sandals. That's just crazy. So I keep a pair of shoes in my car too. That's another thing I think is important. Keep a pair of shoes in case you gotta walk a couple of miles. It's always a good idea. And what else? I think that's about it as far as the go bag stuff. You guys know what you need more than I do. If you got 3 kids and they got, one kid's an Apple person and the other one's Android or whatever, make sure you got both chargers. Just little things like that. It will make your experience having to go into an emergency or into a bad situation so much easier to deal with by just having all the important stuff ready to go. And, even when I lay my stuff out for work, I always try to lay it out next to my bag so that everything's ready to go. It's all in the same spot, and that way, and it just helps for everyday life too. You don't forget things. You don't even have to worry about if you brought something or not, as long as you have your main bag with you, whatever that looks like. It could be a fanny pack, it could be a big knapsack, it could be a duffel bag, it could be a little tiny over-the-shoulder bag. Whatever that looks like to you, just keep it handy and always have it ready to go, and always be ready for life's little curveballs. Guys, it's already getting late. I am way past when I wanted to have this uploaded. I really appreciate you guys being patient with me. Thank you to anybody who is looking at my stuff. I appreciate everybody who's engaged. I do need help. I have 1 subscriber. Thank you, Miss Suarez. I appreciate that. She knows who she is. And, I do need as much help as I can get to try to grow this channel. I decided to do things completely organically. I did not tell any of my friends. I did not tell any of my coworkers. I did not tell any of my family. I have told not a soul that I was starting this channel and starting this project on YouTube. So I decided to do it that way. I'm not going to buy followers. I'm just going to grow this thing organically. It's not starting out with my phone contact list or anything. I'm just gonna keep uploading, and hopefully people share these videos and pass them along. If anything I say resonates with you, please do. If you want, check out my stuff on TikTok. I have a company called Team 696. We have merch over there at TikTok, which is actually TikTok. It's Team 696 696. So it's Team 696 2 times. And that's because there's a totally different Team 696 out of California, and I don't want to piss them off. So I do want to acknowledge the fact that we're not the only Team 696 out there. So check that out if you want to. Anything that I see throughout the week that I think is kind of funny or whatever, I will throw it up on my Twitter, which is Team 696 696 on Twitter as well, or X. And I think that's it. But like these videos. It doesn't cost anything. Subscribe if anything resonates with you. And please, if you think that anything I say would help anyone else, please share these videos with people you know and that you think might be able to get some benefit from them. Guys, again, I'm Danny. Thanks so much. I really appreciate you guys coming and checking me out. Have a great week if I don't talk to you. Take care.